The tripod is over there and I don't feel like going and getting it. So, if you saw me doing a what the fuck to the comedian at Trump's rally, yeah. I am very disgusted with that individual. However, I'm still voting for Trump. And here's why. I'm watching a podcast with Stephen Gardner right now. And the man he is talking to, Vince, I have no idea what the man's last name is. Anyway, he's basically putting it down like Barney style. He couldn't make it any plainer. My voting for Trump is saving America from the democratic, psychotic mentality that we are currently dealing with. The Democratic Party that I grew up with, and inside of New York, is not the Democratic Party that is in New York and or around the country today. There's only a few people in there that are still there. Pelosi's one of them. Hint, hint. If they've been in Congress for more than 20 fucking years, they need to fucking go. Especially if they've been sitting in a Democratic seat. I don't know how the fuck this woman keeps getting voted back in. Well, she's in California. You know, that's her district. So, you know, if anybody's seen Los Angeles and San Francisco lately, yeah, she's done a real good job in that fucking state. I'll say it. It's a fucking shithole. It makes Puerto Rico look like fucking paradise. Puerto Rico's been inundated with fucking hurricane debris. Everything that gets wiped out in Cuba or Dominica, it comes into Puerto Rico, and if it's in the water, it's ending up on shore. There might be some truth to what that comedian was saying, but that was not the fucking place for that man to say it. Get my drift? You need to watch this video. If you are questioning at all where you should put your vote at, you're not voting for Donald Trump. You're voting to save America from the Democratic Party. Period. Because that is not the Democratic Party that I grew up with. Democratic Party I grew up with had morals and dignity and integrity and cared about its people. That's why they are so union heavy. They were concerned about their workers being worked to death. Yada, 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 yada. They used to stand for something. If you've never been to Germany, here, let me give you a little bit of a background. I lived in Germany for 3 years. A little bit, about 9 months of that, I was actually in Bagram, Afghanistan. So yeah, I understand, Trump's love of it. I actually liked it there. It wasn't too bad. It was a pretty decent deployment. I didn't get to go out of the wire at all. I was kind of upset about that. But I got to know a lot of good people being assigned to our commanding element, which was Task Force Garita. It was a National Guard unit out of Puerto Rico, and they were great. Awesome. Their colonel was awesome. They had their shit together. Amazingly, I was actually surprised. Being a National Guard unit as opposed to us being active duty out of Germany, yeah. They were a good bunch. But anyway, when I was stationed in Germany, one of the first things that I had to do when I went through my in processing was get a ration card. Yeah, that's called a socialist environment. Everybody has one. Actually, the ration card applies to certain things like coffee, alcohol, beer, luxury items, kind of thing. Stuff that's imported. That isn't readily made there. I can't remember the entire list. I don't think I used half of what was on there. One of the other things that they ration out is fuel. What you get with your ration card is an ESSO card. So when you get your European license, which you have to test for, and when you get one and you have a vehicle and you have to register it in the same capacity, you have to show proof of insurance, register it under the German economy, yada yada. I think the only thing they did do was, tax exemption, being military kind of thing. But what they did do was charge us for the license plate. But they issued us an ESSO card. And what the ESSO card was attached to a bank account. In that bank account, you have to have a separate one. So which means you have to take your American money and put it into a bank where it automatically converts it to euro. Attach that bank to your ESSO card. And then your ESSO card is used to pay for your fuel. And it also calculates how many liters of gas you use every month. And there's a certain amount. And when you go over that amount, then it gets tricky. And I think it's like double the cost. So oppose it like $1.49 a liter. If you pay cash or in euro, it's going to cost you like $2.49 a liter. There's a penalty tax. Yeah. I've mentioned before that the military environment is a very socialistic type of lifestyle. I wasn't joking. And being in Germany, you learn type of socialistic environment there is. Now, there isn't a whole lot of unemployment there. And the reason why is because you'll go do a job that the government gives you, or you'll do a business that you opened up for yourself, and you have to make X number of dollars on any given day, and then you can close up shop. If you don't make that kind of money, you stay open for the full day. There was a little clothing shop that I used to go to. I could never catch them open. And the woman's like, oh, we open every day at this time. And as soon as we make this much money, we close. We don't have to be here any longer than that. Now, there are some benefits to this environment. But there are some downfalls to that environment. It's very restricting. I would not own a 3-bedroom house. I would own a very small apartment because it's just me being single. So they tell you where you can live when you're a citizen of that country. They tell you how much square footage you need. If you don't have a job, they're going to give you a job. If you don't show up for that job, you go to jail. Just saying. There's not a lot of I don't think there's homelessness at all over there. I don't recall seeing not one going through the cities, not one beggar anywhere. Little kids can walk down the street by themselves without worried about getting kidnapped. There's no School bus transportation. Children take public transportation to school. There's no special treatment. Culture's different. Nice people. Real nice people. No complaints. So, but you want to be rationed on your fuel? You want to be rationed on how much coffee you can drink a month? You rationed on beer and alcohol? Rationed? Something to think about. Your freedoms are being taken away with democratic authority. Look around you. Think I'm kidding? Biden submitted a bill that basically says that military can use lethal force for anyone who is a conservative who protests government policy. They're going to hunt us out like they did the Jews with Hitler. They're doing the same bullshit. They're just calling it something else. Or under the guise of something else. And they're projecting all the blame onto Trump. Trump didn't do all that shit. Trump ain't threatening to hunt down all the Democrats and jail them or kill them. When I said, careful what you wish for, 4 years ago, I fucking meant it. And y'all thought I was just being dramatic. Think I'm being dramatic? Watch this. Watch this podcast. Oh, there's another one. It follows on. There's a part 2. And there's more out there. There's so many details to this, it'd blow your fucking mind. Y'all do not know what you are getting yourselves into if you vote for these sons of bitches. And if you've already voted, and now you're feeling like, oh shit, buyer's remorse, find a friend, convince them otherwise, and vote the other way. Balance the fucking score. I know there's a lot of people out there who are voting for Trump this time that voted for Biden the last time, and they feel real fucking stupid. You're like, what was I thinking? Yeah, what were you thinking? TDS? Brainwashed by the mainstream media, maybe? I had a comedian at his rally pissed me off. That doesn't mean I'm mad at Trump for it. I'm mad at his Republican National Committee for fucking putting the motherfucker up on the stage. They should have picked a different comedian. Someone with a little bit more fucking sense. Because I don't even know who the guy is. I wouldn't have gone out of my way to go watch it. Come on, people. Start thinking for yourselves. Yeah, I am a little bit offended. And I do feel bad for the Puerto Ricans that had to hear that crap. And there's a lot of work to do down in Puerto Rico. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in Haiti. There's a lot of work that needs to be done in Dominica from all the fucking hurricane damage that they've had to fend for themselves and trying to, reestablish some kind of quality of life down there. Hurricane damage is not easy to fucking clean up after. And every hurricane that comes through, whether it fucking makes landfall, rips through them itself, or just comes bypassing it, they're going to feel it. A lot of them leave the fucking island to come up here so they can get the hell away from it. Think. Yeah, that was a nasty thing that man said. Donald Trump didn't write his script. Donald Trump wasn't the one who suggested have the motherfucker. It was the RNC. Campaign. Yeah, I'm pretty sure he's pissed off too. But It's over and done. You can't go back in time, can you? Get out and vote. And vote for your freedom. And vote for your right to live the way you want. Because if you vote Democrat and you vote for Harris, you're going to lose everything. I have been saying this since I got out of the fucking military. I have seen it firsthand. My mother thought I was nuts. She voted for Trump. She was like, I'm so glad I listened to you. I said, I wish the rest of the world would. And then we had to go through 4 years to prove it to you. You want to go through it again? Gas prices are going to double. Food is going to double. Rents are going to double. Car insurance is going to double. And your income ain't going to go up. They're going to have you under the thumb. And then they're going to start herding us up like cattle, like they did the Jews. And putting threats. So if you have a Democratic friend who has any kind of sympathy for you, they're going to keep their mouth shut and let you get abused because they're going to save themselves. Welcome to Germany, 1933.